this conference, Dr. P.S.N. Raju, Organizing Chairperson, Dr. P. Selvakumar, Organizing Secretary, Dr. S. Kumar, and all the members of the Organizing Committee. The Chancellor of ICCA, Dr. Deepak Tempe, the President of IACTA, Dr. Praveen Kumar Nima, the Secretary, Dr. Rajesh Arya, the Vice Chancellor, ICCA, Dr. Suresh Nair, the Registrar, ICCA, Dr. Thomas Koshi, the Lifetime Award recipient, Dr. Anil Sant. Ladies, gentlemen, good evening, and thank you all for inviting me to participate in this event this evening. Some days are better than others when you're a politician. The last few days I was sitting in the assembly listening to debates, sometimes meaningful, sometimes not so meaningful. But today I had the joy of starting the day in a discussion with some delegates from the National Defence College, including senior officers of the Indian Armed Forces as well as some visiting fellows from other countries like Australia, Uzbekistan, Iran, and so forth. And I'm glad I get to end my public events this evening spending some time with you, learning something, listening, and saying a few words. I'm very impressed to note the development of medical education and specialization in our country, because if you have a 25-year history of a second-order specialization, that is, first you have to be a doctor, then you have to be an anesthesiologist, then you have to specialize in cardiothoracic anesthesiology. And if that's 25 years old, then it tells you how far the field has advanced in our country. And I'm very happy to note that our citizens get access to such wonderful specialized services when they need them. Setting up such an organization and sustaining it for 25 years cannot have been a simple task. So I commend and congratulate all the many senior office bearers over the years that grew this association to the size that the President now says of about 2,000 registered members. I congratulate all of them for that. Conferences like these serve multiple purposes. I have very fond memories when I was a boy of attending with my uncle, who I think the Dean knows as a former professor, one of my uncles in our joint family. Our house is very close to here. Was for many years, maybe a couple of decades, the professor of surgery at the Madurai Medical College. And he was a member of the Association of Surgeons of India. As it turned out, I was educated mostly in boarding school, and then I lived overseas as an expatriate for almost 30 years. So I saw very little of India through the normal course of my life. The only opportunity was the annual conference of the Association of Surgeons of India, where my Periappa, my uncle, would bundle up all the kids of the joint family and take us with him. And I think I went to Ahmedabad, to Delhi, to Patna, to Calcutta, to places that I otherwise would never have gone. So the first benefit of such conferences, at least from my perspective, is the exposure, the human interaction, the joy, the learning just of places and cultures and people and food and so forth that comes with the travel. I hope that is a very positive experience for you as an MLA from Madurai, as a minister from Madurai. I hope that your time here is pleasant and you have very fond memories of shared experiences and personal interactions. And that should be really, in my opinion, the primary goal of such conferences. The secondary one, at least the stated one, should be, continued learning, technical exchange of ideas, presentation of papers, and general upliftment of the average specialization amongst all of you. I'm sure you'll have many of those sessions and they'll be illuminating and will enhance your practice. Of course, most conferences like these have vendors and specialist technology set up stalls and also help you educate and things. I mean, show you what the latest advancements are, so I'm sure that will also be valuable to you. I can see that this conference is special in a couple of ways. One, as Dr. Tempe mentioned, that it's the first one after a couple of years of lockdown, on and off. And as we are discovering every day, from education to other aspects of the economy to non-pandemic related healthcare to so many different aspects of life, these last 2 years have been incredibly challenging. Challenging in mental health consequences, in other ways. And so the special joy of getting together after 2 years of missing these must be very high, and I'm very happy for you that you all get to do this, and I'm happy you do it in Madurai. Also, I think at a time when there's a lot of noise and a lot of divisiveness and a lot of othering and a lot of separation in this country, I believe such events help a lot towards unity, towards integration, towards coming together and shedding light, the light of knowledge, the light and the warmth of friendship and comradeship. So I think that's another reason why I'm very happy this conference is happening, and it's happening here. I was looking around the audience, and like much of India and many professions, I noticed that the population is substantively male. But I'm really pleasantly surprised and happy to note that of the new qualifying and specializing and awardees, almost 50% were female. So I'm hoping that that's changing as time goes on. I've just addressed the assembly yesterday in reply to the budget debate, and I mentioned that in Tamil Nadu, though we have many good things going for us, all our surveys and our statistics show that almost 52% of the population is not even in the active looking for workforce. A substantive proportion of that is women. Any society where women are not fully engaged is naturally limited in how far it can grow and how well it can function. So we are focused on improving that, and I'm happy to see it's changing here as well. I was very impressed with Dr. Sant's talk. It's always enlightening and a joy to hear somebody who's done a lot of service in a field and has reached the height of their profession. I was particularly taken by his notion of what is success. It is the legacy that you leave, the values you leave in the people that continue in the profession after you. And it resonated with me because I've had the luxury of a few different careers in banking, in trading, in consulting, and now in politics. And that has always been my goal. It is the careers of the people that were trained by me, that were selected by me, that were mentored by me. How have they done? And that's really the benchmark of success. So I applaud Dr. Sant because he must have done a lot of that. I know it's getting close to dinner time, so I don't want to talk very much more. Let me just say again, thank you for inviting me. I'm happy the conference is happening here. I congratulate the organizers for the excellent work they've done. I welcome all of you to Madurai. I hope you'll have a great time. I wish the conference much success. Thank you and good night.